Hello, and welcome to Damn It Vacant, a wrestling podcast. That's right, I'm not Ellis, because he's not here at the moment. He's off doing something, but he will be here later. And we'll be sure to play a little, theoretically, yeah, but we're sure to play a fanfare when he does arrive. I'm Joe, as you know, and with me is John, as you can tell. Yeah. It's kind of weird, isn't it, doing your own bit on your own? Because I'm not used to it. I'm used to having
normally he's like, he's a teacher that sort of gets us through the lesson. And we just say Simpsons quotes in the background.
Naughty boy's mucking the boat now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's like
well, he's not here now.
For my bits, yeah. So it's just we're gonna take your trousers off if you want, or don't. Not if you're at work.
Comfortable with. Yeah, not at work.
Or do if you want to get fired. I don't know. I'm not your boss. I'd let you.
Workers, I guess.
Yeah, it's in the. I don't know. I'm tired. It's Wednesday.
That's the vibe of this podcast.
I'm tired.
We're very tired.
I've been playing Avowed, John. It's great.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've heard about this.
It's basically like Skyrim, but with extra nonsense in it. But you can have a wizard book, like a grimoire in one hand and fire spells, and a gun in the other.
A gun. Straight up a gun.
Like a pistol, like a flintlock. Yeah, that's all I've ever wanted, is to just whip fireballs at people and then shoot them when they're on the ground. Yeah.
He's out of bullets. Get him.
It's
out of fire, though.
It's surprisingly fun. I have no idea what's going on. Something about mushrooms or like some kind of plague, and something keeps talking to me in the night. But I don't think the dialogue options make any difference either, because I've just been a right knobhead to everyone, and everyone's like okay with me. Like no one's sulked off or anything. From playing Dragon Age, where choices matter.
Maybe games are just used to you now.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, like when the big bad evil person walked in and they had like a big mask on, and I was like, nice mask, can I have it? And she was like, no. I was like, no. But my first option was, can I steal that off you? So 2 thumbs up. It's fun, and they've just added Balatro to Game Pass, so I can play it all again from the beginning on a different system.
I had to buy Balatro on Android to get my Steam Deck back from Ashley.
You didn't have to. No one was holding a gun to you. But then someone's mucking about. They've added a load of jokers in. You don't know what they are. And when they come up,
I don't know what happens anyway. It's fine. I'm
also
playing in the Castlevania Game Boy Advance collection. I'm using my 4K beautiful computer
OLED screen.
The OLED screen to play a game that was originally on a 4-inch screen, whatever it is.
That you couldn't play unless you were in direct sunlight, which is ironic for a Castlevania game.
Have you seen the second one of that collection? It's all like neon colours because to make it stand out better on the dark screen.
Oh, okay. That makes... that's something.
It is, but then if you take that and put it on a modern console, which doesn't have the sunlight problem...
Oh, it
just looks mental.
It's like Hotline Miami shit, yeah. Cool. So that's what I've been doing this week anyway. We started watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer as well, because Harvey's never seen it.
Oh, really? She's not seen Buffy?
No.
That's crazy.
No.
That's one of my favourite shows of all time.
And I have a lot of questions, because I've not watched it since it was originally on.
Mm-hmm.
Why is there a nightclub just for children?
Yeah, some places have that. It's a nightclub, and then it becomes like a proper nightclub later, right? Well, that's the thing.
Well, there's a guy at the door checking IDs, but there's no wristband policy or anything. Like, so everyone's just getting hammered.
To be fair, it's at Sunnydale, so the chance of you surviving the night is pretty slim.
But
there's actually some really sad Buffy news.
Yes, that's what led me to it. And I was like, I don't think it's because we started watching it, but
we do have a certain amount of power.
Yeah, he was scheduled to be in the new one of it, but yeah, so that's sad because you're only a young lass and all. But
yeah.
In other good news, though, me and my brother are going to Salford City Wrestling this Friday, so tomorrow when this comes out. Very, very, very excited to see Troy Ryan against Jack Johnson, Decker against Birch, which, having seen them both at OTP the other week, I mean, we've seen Decker loads of times, and I've seen Birch a couple of times as well. But my main two that I'm really looking forward to is a triple threat match between Bentley, Philip Michael, the lad that did our wrestling training and didn't laugh at us for being he's on the card.
I forgot he went on the pod. He's a great guy.
Oh yeah, he's been on the podcast. Yeah. He's a lovely lad. Great, tremendous wrestler.
You can tell he's a lovely lad because you say he didn't laugh at us. He had every right to.
when he's just effortlessly rolling around the ring and we're there like turtles on our back. Yeah.
Yeah. Like nearly died trying to jump into the ring.
Yes. But yeah, every time I've seen him, he seems to just get better and better every time I've seen him. And Steen in a triple threat match, which is like three of my favorites in one there. And there's also a tag team match against it's Nishiki and I want to say it's called Joe something against the Banter Bus as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's completely sold out now, unfortunately. So it's returns only, I think. If you can get on it. But I haven't been. No. I think it's only the second show. I heard the first one was great. So it's a very small, intimate venue, I've heard. But I'm excited to go and see it. It's got a lot of good people on there. I've heard a lot of positive stuff. So
how good is it? How is this much wrestling about though? So good,
mate. As we said before I started recording, and the week after, me and my brother are going to Bolton Town Wrestling, which is the last drop. Which has got some absolutely crackers on the card as well. The main reason we're going is for Isaac North against Rarebit in a anything goes match after the last one we saw where Isaac North nearly killed him, but in a good way. And unmasked him as well, which I thought was like a bigger thing. But yeah, that's just me.
Usually.
But that's the last drop next Sunday. There's a couple of other things on the card, but they're announcing them. They're drip feeding them out slowly. I know that Stocks, who is like their hardcore champion, is against the Yorkshire lad whose name is escaping me at the moment because I'm terrible with names. He's called...
Yeah, me too.
Oh, 2 seconds. I literally sent to my brother going, it gets better. Like, this is well worth the money on top of it. Ernest Boggs. Ernest Boggs, who is the most Yorkshire man ever. The guy that came out throwing tea bags into the crowd.
Does he come to the thing with a sheepdog?
No, he's got a flat cap though. And
flat cap, okay.
Yeah. He's great. We saw him at Bolton about a year or so ago. I fell in love with him then because I was like, I just love the gimmick. It's a great thing.
Yeah, sounds great.
And there is other stuff on that as well. And then I got a week off. I literally booked a weekend of doing now because I'm going to be dead. And the weekend after, I'm in Sheffield for ICW versus Rise, the all-dayer on the Saturday. Yeah.
I'm so jealous. This
and then
sounds an amazing time.
Weekend after, we're down in Coventry for the wrestling at the box or whatever it's called. And that's Troy, who was on here a couple of weeks back, has put that together with some other lads. It's put on a really good looking card. So yeah, it's a full month, and that's not even everything that's going on because there's all the usual other stuff as well. There's probably a Future Shock show in there. There's probably an Infamous. It's never been a better time to get out, give someone a tenner, and go and watch some great wrestling. Because
I've been at Discovery in a while, and there is one in a couple of weeks, and I might be able to sort it out. I think.
Make the time. Go and do it. We also found out that RPD has got a match against Dijak as well.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yes, I mean,
man deserves it.
But... Anyone's deserving of it, but yeah, and I'm like,
well, Rick Marcus probably doesn't think so, but you know,
no, because you wait and see. You wait and see what happens at Morecambe. If my plan comes to fruition, which
I won't be there because of a stupid friend's birthday thing.
See, this is why you shouldn't have friends.
Shouldn't have friends.
I'll live stream the whole thing to you, John. I won't because that breaks some kind of trade agreement or something, some copyright laws.
Would be kind of a dick move. I don't think.
Oh no, I would never do that. I don't even like taking videos, mate. It's not. I'd rather be in the moment.
Sure.
Than you know, not one of those people that's like living through a lens. But yeah, so that's my plans for the month.
Ellis catching strays when he's not here.
No, he can do that, but I can't. I tried doing it at a show, and all of my stuff is just bits that aren't exciting.
Yeah, it's hard to get the bits that
because I've got no eye for that kind of thing. But yeah, so there's that. And also, is a fun bit as well. As I will do on a Friday night, me and my wife will open a bottle of wine, sit down, and put the infomercial channels on. Because that's what we like to do. Because you watch them and you go, how can people not operate a tin opener and stuff? Like they're just fumbling. But sometimes you get, the more you drink as well, the more you're like, I really need a Himalayan salt lamp. Yes, / purifier.
This seems dangerous because for times when I, make rubbish impulse purchases when I'm I've had a few drinks. I'm like, I don't need that thing. That's being ridiculous. And then a few pints later, I'm like, I do need that thing.
I bought Harvey a makeup brush dryer. It's basically just a drill. A drill with a grip on the end. So you put the makeup brush in there once you've washed it, and it just spins all the water out of it. And I'm like, that was £17. She said she uses it all the time, so it's paid off.
Okay, money well spent then.
But this week, as I was watching it, this weird advert came on.
Okay.
Bollock! I'm Danny Dyer, and you probably know me from my films Geezer Bastard and the upcoming series Cockney's on the Moon. But when I'm not being a cheeky little scoundrel who loves his mum and the king, God bless him, you'll see me down the gym pumping iron and getting fit. And after a proper diamond workout, I like to have a delicious skin fast. The only post-workout drink, meal supplement and alcoholic beverage that will give you the power of levitation. Bosh! Available in 3 great flavours. Fruits of a Forest, Haughty Milkmaid, and Skin Fast provides all my nutritional needs and allows me to get things off high shelves, like my Princess Diana memorial plate. God bless her. Clobber! So buy your supply today and go to www.skinfastbiochemicalresearch.com and order now. Crunch!
So that was nice.
I would immediately buy that.
Jones. Jones. Jones.
What?
The third flavour just...
Yeah, I've had that bit locked for ages and never known when to use it. And I was like, this is the time.
This is the day.
The third flavour of haunted Victorian child singing. Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. It's good. He's branching out. He's doing a lot of different stuff.
That's too many for me to keep track of, it would seem. Also, these are getting more and more elaborate and taking up more and more of my time. And I'm having to hire people to do voices for me now.
How did this even start?
I genuinely don't know. I can't remember that far back in the ether. I think it literally started off with like 2 facts about Ian Skinner, and now he's got a product line like that would make Fenty blush. Like, yeah.
Oh, it's good stuff. It makes me laugh anyway.
Well, that's all I do it for. It's worth the time if one person giggles. Yeah.
Well, you always achieve that on just here. Anyway, unfortunately, it's news time. And Vince news, so it's good we had a bit of.
I always like to, levity. Yeah. It's the shit sandwich. It's fun thing, shit thing, fun thing.
Fun thing. Pile of shit things. Fun thing.
I mean, yes, it's a big Scooby-Doo sandwich of good things.
It is.
Big old rake of Tods. And then, yeah,
exactly. Vince news. On February 21st, Vince McMahon, WWE, and John Laurinaitis formally responded to Janelle Grant's amended lawsuit in the United States District Court of Connecticut, opposing her request to amend her complaint. The legal team filed a 23-page response, arguing that Grant's proposed amendment should not be allowed due to an unjustified delay and lack of legal basis. There's something about attorneys saying Grant missed the deadline for amending her complaint by over 230 days. I don't know how any of this works. I don't know what deadline they're referring to.
I don't know what version of it they're on now.
No, I don't know either. Claims about timeline are misleading because the case was only stayed for 6 months, not nearly 1 year that Grant alleged. That's when they asked her to stay the case, didn't they, for a bit?
Yes. While they were under investigation for something else.
Yeah. So you could have filed her amendments with the stay was lifted in December 2024, but chose not to. They also assert that Grant's team deliberately withheld certain claims in the original filings to generate media attention, and that her amendments failed to provide a legal argument against moving the case to arbitration. They're very into the arbitration thing. They
of course they are. They don't want their names dragging through the mud.
Away from. The defendant managed claims of coercion regarding a non-disclosure agreement, stating that Grant accepted and retained $1 million from the settlement and never attempted to return it, thus validating the contract. I'm not sure that's how that works, but fine. They accused Grant of using the courts and media to promote a false narrative while ignoring contractual confidentiality obligations.
No.
I
don't know. I'm not a Quincy. Not a Quincy. He was a autopsy guy. I'm not a Rumpole of the Bailey. I can't think of a Judge John Deed. I'm not one of those people. I'm not a legal person. I've played Phoenix Wright.
Oh yeah. I'm not sure that's.
No. I don't think just yelling objection every so often would help.
No, but I believe if we say allegedly a lot, it's fine. Laurinaitis submitted a 2-page response allowing McMahon's position supporting an arbitration because he's a spineless twat.
Of course he is, yeah.
WWE's 10-page filing argued that the SEC settlement with McMahon over financial misconduct had no relevance to the case, despite Grant's legal team claiming otherwise. WWE also maintained that allegations against Dr. Jeffrey Colker do not prevent arbitration, and that new materials, phone screenshots could have been submitted before the original deadline. I love this. It's like, well, yeah, this is all legit, but like, it's not been submitted at a certain time, so we can't use it. It's just like, oh, okay, that's how legal. That's legal, is it?
Yeah, but I think
the process works.
I don't. Do you have to submit all the evidence at once? Can you?
Couldn't tell you.
No, I mean, again, this is like Australia. We don't know.
We don't know anything about Australia,
and we don't know anything about legal ramifications. But I would assume you can say anything, and then when it goes to court, you bring out the evidence, or you give it to them slightly beforehand.
Evidence has to be provided beforehand. I don't know why it's got
but how
so
far
beforehand? Yeah, I don't know.
If they're that bothered about going to arbitration, why does the evidence fucking matter?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It all seems corrupt.
They'll state that Grant failed to demonstrate why the case should not proceed to arbitration because basic morality would be my suggestion, but that's not a case here. Yeah. Emphasizing she provided no previously unavailable evidence to justify her amendments. All three defendants firmly opposing the amending complaint. The court will now determine whether her proposed changes will be accepted. If it's not accepted, it will proceed on the original complaint and potentially move to arbitration.
I'll bet you 20 quid that's what fucking happens.
Probably. Corrupt as fuck.
Yep.
Also, fuck all of them, basically.
Oh, yeah, totes.
Another part of this, sort of, WWE has been accused of carrying out a sham investigation and facilitating a cover-up with their investigation of sexual misconduct and hush money allegations against Vince McMahon. This was made during a shareholders' lawsuit filed in November 2023, although it's only just been made public. The Ohio Laborers Pension Fund, as well as Pension Fund in Michigan, and Professor Dennis Pauken of Florida Atlantic University filed a lawsuit against WWE in Delaware Chancery Court accusing the WWE board of breaching their fiduciary duties by bringing Vince McMahon back in early 2023 and agreeing to the WWE UFC merger, something they claim put McMahon's interests above those of other shareholders, which frankly I could have told you.
Yeah.
It was basically claiming that other offers to purchase WWE, which may have been more lucrative, but would have got rid of Vince because anyone sensible would have.
Straight out the gate.
They weren't considered, while the WWE UFC merger under Endeavour allowed Vince to remain in some form of power. Yeah. Shareholders were therefore given a less valuable deal, while the all-stock agreement with Endeavour secured Vince McMahon's future and stuffed the pockets of his loyalists.
Rich man helps his mates out. Who'd have fucking thought it, eh?
Who'd have thought? Shocking. Fightful also reached out to Fox reps in relation to a rumoured Vince McMahon wrestling promotion, and they denied any interest or involvement.
I mean, it would be the most insane thing if he had one last swing of the bat, wouldn't it, really?
It really would.
Because, fucking hell, who are you going to get to work for you? Just all the sex cases, aren't you?
Oh, God, it'd be, well, yeah.
I don't even want to name names, because we all know who we mean, but...
No, I was going to say names, and I thought...
For legal reasons, we
can do so much work.
Oh, this is why I need a beep button. Also, a wrestling company carrying a sham investigation into sexual cover-ups. Yep. Not like that's ever happened anywhere else ever recently.
No, that's not a thing.
Details on frustrated women's talent in WWE. Fightful were asked to expand on some of the frustrations from the women's division. It's important to note, though, that it doesn't reflect the entirety of the division, but only echoes numerous talents. Several women on the WWE roster spoke with Fightful and noted the lack of focus on developing contenders, the tag team division, and screen time for women outside of the top of the division. This was said to be specifically in comparison to NXT, which Ellis has said, where the main roster women's talent have noticed how much screen time and focus these talent get and how emotional investments their storylines are.
So yeah, I've only... Go on.
Go on, no.
I've only been watching it like casually since again on Netflix, but yeah, NXT's really good for
the bits I've seen, I'm like, it's mostly a women's show, near enough.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah.
Compared to when it used to be, one match a week, and I'm like, oh no, it's great. I'm not worried. I'm not in any way.
I didn't think you were.
It's a horrible thing, but when you look at the disparity between that and that, surely there's a happy medium in the two. I'm not complaining either way, but yeah. There was also a point of redundant storylines with the same talent not only being featured at the top of the card, but even in the mid-card title scene. Those that we spoke to were happy for those who get the screen time and said it shouldn't be that they're getting too much time conversation. It should be give other people more time in addition to them. Those that Fightful spoke to pointed to Sonya Deville effectively being cut while negotiating a new deal, as something that didn't instill confidence when they aren't being used by the company. I mean, wouldn't, would you? We're told that Sonya Deville had been told as recently as 4 days prior that the company was looking to keep her. Quote, "We were in the middle of negotiations, and so I thought the phone call was going to be the middle ground that we met on, an agreement, a contract." But it was, we are not renewing your contract. So for complete transparency, which this is really the first time I'm saying this, I was shocked by the Daria and Tony Unwrapped show on YouTube. Several who have inquired about creative plans were told that their time would be coming, and be patient, little woman.
Be patient so we can cut you.
Yeah. And also 2022 Royal Rumble Insanity. Fightful has learned recently, at one point in the early planning stages of the 2022 Women's Royal Rumble, that Vince McMahon had pitched to have Ronda Rousey eliminate the entire field of the Royal Rumble in what we were told will be her first match in over 2.5 years.
The entire field.
That does not surprise me in the slightest. I mean, Brock did pretty much the same thing, didn't he?
Yeah.
We're told that early on, Vince was very steadfast in wanting to do something like this because they had Rousey on a full-time advanced schedule for all of 2022. Eventually, she was brought back, entered at 28, spent 10 minutes in the match, eliminated 4 people, and then won.
I have no memory of this.
I think this was the year we watched it in the brewery in Liverpool. I may be wrong. I can't remember.
I wasn't there for that, unfortunately. And if I had been there, I wouldn't remember because I'd been in a brewery in Liverpool.
Yeah. Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné had been pitched by many others as the winner.
Yep.
There was also frustration with Vince McMahon as the vast majority of the cameos had no real plan, and McMahon had instructed them to get in and get out. Summer Rae, Sarah Logan, Cameron.
I remember Sarah Logan turning up and just being thrown out immediately for some reason. Yeah. Okay.
Kelly, Melina, Molly Holly, and Ivory all spent a minute or less in the match. That's a disgrace to Molly Holly.
Holly, yeah.
What? And Ivory, to be fair.
And Ivory.
Well, yeah.
All of them, really.
Everyone bars Sarah Logan because isn't she like a massive whammer now?
Yeah, other than her.
Yeah.
I think that's probably why I remember it, because she got thrown out and I was like,
Widely respected producer TJ Wilson, aka Tyson Kidd, walked away for a period of time ahead of that Royal Rumble. One of the reasons we were given was that the vision Vince McMahon had was so off the wall that there was trouble coexisting with it. Where have we heard this before? We're told that this and other things led to Wilson taking time away and WWE calling in Fit Finlay to help produce the match.
I love the idea that someone would just thought it was just so insane they walked away from it. It's like, nope.
I mean, it's that's not the point of the point of the Rumble. Is to make you believe that anyone can win. And the Brock thing was funny, I guess, for a bit. Him doing his little dance and stuff. He eliminated a load of people. But if he'd have gone on to win that, it would have been the most boring fucking thing in the world. This would have been the most boring fucking thing in the world. Just watching someone come in and eliminate people one by one, so they can't even get together and stupid.
Well, yeah, they able to get together and take them down is Nia Jax every single year, right? That's what we do with her.
It's what you do to all the giant, the horse people, isn't it? Is it you have to, that's the fun of it.
Yeah. And if it's a pity Shane McMahon wasn't there to...
He'd have put a wig on and ran out, wouldn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. That was his plan, wasn't it? I think it was
the moistest woman in wrestling.
Put himself over. There's more on him in a minute.
Oh, Christ.
Carmella's WWE contract expired recently. Match Dave PWN and Fight for Shunra Sapavan that apparently have written Farmella.
It's fine.
Had a contract expire recently, technically no longer with WWE. She last wrestled in March 2023, only back about 6 weeks. She's been out of action since 2022 prior, since she'd had a child and noted she was battling drop foot.
That thing that Barbie gets?
I don't think that's the same thing.
No, it's probably something awful, so I shouldn't make jokes about it. But it doesn't sound like
a term for difficulty lifting the front part of the foot.
All right. It sounds like a disease, like a sheep would get.
It's a sign of an underlying neurological muscular anatomical problem.
All right, fair enough.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
I'll do next bit just because.
All right, go on.
The Shane McMahon Tony Khan meeting has been in the news recently. Remember the one reported of in summer 2024?
Yeah.
Where there was a photo of it?
That happened but then didn't happen, yes.
Yes. Yeah. On February 20th, former WWE broadcaster Jonathan Coachman, Coach and Bro Show, so the details about the meeting. It's been summarised on Twitter by Andrew Badala, saying today on the Coach and Bro Show, he stated that Shane McMahon joined the meeting and asked Tony Khan. During the meeting he asked for Tony Khan. Shane asked for equity in AEW and he wanted to come in and run the entire show. Jonathan Coachman says Tony Khan ghosted McMahon.
Yep.
Which I don't know if it's ghosting or just deciding not to take part in a silly
Well, it was lovely
agreement.
to meet you, but I have to go now.
Yes.
I've got a cake in the oven. Yeah.
Fightful say they can't verify the request for equity. However, they've heard a lot about the meeting between the two sides. They say that Tony Khan did not follow up with Shane. It seemed that Shane did want to run things, but didn't have the product knowledge or familiarity of AEW or the business model. So he just wanted to turn up and, I don't know, put himself over in the Rumble, I guess.
It's classic. Do you know who my dad is, isn't it?
To be fair, it says that source called Shane says that Shane didn't seem to take it personally that Khan didn't follow up. And it seems like that Khan almost thought that Shane was joking when he mentioned the possibility of running everything. He indicated that he believes Shane viewed his insight and abilities to run a show as valuable after witnessing years of fans and people in the industry wanting anyone but Vince in that role. There was never a plan for Shane to appear on AEW or be involved with the company. It hasn't been spoken of extensively, other than noting that two sides simply met and aren't working together. They wouldn't rule out a cameo appearance in the future, but he's not going to be running AEW by the sound of it.
Good, because
could have given him like Rampage for the last couple of months. Might have been
see what you can do with
see what happens.
Steer the ship into the rocks. Yeah.
Going off the air anyway, just
just whatever. Just do Rampage Underground. Wasn't that was a Shane idea, wasn't it?
Yeah,
which was pretty good, to be fair. I enjoyed Raw Underground, but yeah.
So we got Omos, isn't it?
Yeah, it is how we got Omos. Oh, Ellis is here, boys and girls. In case you can't tell from all the clattering around, I'm gonna have to edit out.
I've just been up and said you need to be quiet because they can hear you. And as I went into Theodore's room, he has got Etta on his back in a Samoan drop position, ready to drop her onto the bed.
Safety first, good. And they're unsupervised.
You just chose to walk away from that. You're like, yeah, that's
fine.
It's fine.
I sorted him out.
Samoan drops are fine as long as it's quiet.
You get your arms down for the noise. Speedball Mike Bailey is officially All Elite. He finished up with TNA Wrestling in late October, but his deal with the company ran through the end of the year. Fightful told that there was interest in him from both AEW and WWE, but he was unable to work anywhere until January the 1st, and the deal was officially completed in January. The deal is multi-year. The delay in his debut was related to visa-related issues, which are in the approval process.
Yeah, we got a little teaser trailer, didn't we?
He did. Speedball Mike Bailey is coming. And I think Evil Uno put things. I thought I took the last of Bailey's kicks. Fuck. Like,
they do look awful.
Oh, mate,
the best way.
I'll try and find the video, but I'm not on Twitter anymore. So there was a video of him like doing it to some guy in a bar. I'm assuming it was another wrestler, not just some random dude who was like, "Come and kick me." But like, and it looks like he pulls it, and the guy still goes on his ass. Like,
oh yeah, I imagine.
Yeah, it's wild stuff. So yeah, that'd be fun. I might see what they do with him. Hopefully we don't, get a debut and then they disappear again, which
hopefully not. It can be a problem in AEW. It's either immediate title, potentially murdering some of the AEW original on the way, or show up and then disappear at the minute. No, I'm being overly harsh. That's not true. But
no. But he's not a woman, so he'll probably be all right.
That is unfortunately true as well, yeah.
I'll do this next bit. Kevin Knight contract talks. In early January, Fightful Select reported that New Japan Pro Wrestling's Kevin Knight was effectively a free agent as his contract with the company had expired. That week, he and Kushida dropped their IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles. Since that expiration, Knight has worked both MLW and Ring of Honor AEW tapings, which are not out of the ordinary for him, having worked both last year. He did, however, return to GCW, JCW for the first time since 2023. Did he? Was he on that? I can't remember.
I'm just going off what Fightful said, man. I didn't watch
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think he was. Fightful has confirmed with AEW sources that Knight spoke with Tony Khan and Rocky Romero during his Ring of Honor appearances, but that he's been discussing the potential of a new deal with New Japan. In addition, he'd expressed interest in weighing his potential WWE options with WWE to make a better decision on his future. Fightful have not learned if WWE and Knight have had talks, though. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. Because he's been everywhere, so he's surely seen like what the grass is like, and then you make the best of it, don't you?
Well, it's time for AEW to sign him and steal another person away from New Japan.
I mean, if New Japan had contracts that made legitimate
sense, sort of sense, that is part of the problem.
We wouldn't be in this situation, but yes.
Yeah, we got some Killswitch or Luchasaurus and Sky Blue health updates. Positive ones, I'm happy to say. All Elite Talk, Shane D spoke to both of them at the recent Toihio. I don't know what that is. That place. Maybe I've just not written it down right. I don't know. They claimed they were both cleared for return. Most familiar status say that both are close, but noted that being cleared by the doctors and being cleared by AEW are two different things. AEW had operated on the assumption they wouldn't get Sky Blue back until spring. She did travel to Australia to support her boyfriend Carl Fletcher at Grand Slam. with Luchasaurus, it's more of a to be decided timetable considering the nature of his illness. We've not heard of creative plans for either, but I've heard Skyboy was pushing for a quick recovery and return.
I mean, if Killswitch doesn't come back and kill Christian Cage to death, then what has been the point of this at all?
That's all I want. That's
where it was going, weren't it? And they had to pivot massively because of his unfortunate.
Christian cashes in and is about to pin and just.
And then Luchasaurus just get Luchasaurus running down and absolutely just spin kicking him into the Shadow Realm. Yeah. Well. If it isn't the consequences of my actions, yeah.
I'll do the mini stories then. Sean Ross Sapp was asked about Britt Baker and her AEW status, if she's done. He said she's taken some time off, but no other context is needed. She's not done with AEW. He imagines if many people understood a number of the things she's experienced outside the ring, they'd probably give her more credit for how the last couple of years had went. Outside of that, she's been working on the Cobra Kai appearance.
Never watched it, don't know.
I thought it was a big fan.
I didn't realise she was in it. It's finished now. Britt still has quite a while left on a deal. There are private reasons for her time off right now, but she's open to returning, from what Sean Ross understands.
Fair enough. I don't hate her or anything.
Much to the disdain of Kevin Owens, Elijah debuted for TNA on the live edition of Impact in Orlando on February 20th. Fightful had debunked rumours recently that he had signed with AEW and Ring of Honor, and they've confirmed he is now signed with TNA.
If you signed with TNA, you can appear on NXT, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
oh my God, yes.
Make it happen.
KO can happen.
Oh, if Elijah comes back and he's going, and KO shows, he's like, hang on, aren't you? No, I told you it was two different people. Oh, please let that go full circle. Yes.
Do you remember that meme of him when he's just got his head on the ring post in anger? Very relatable. Seth Rollins is effectively out of Captain America, cut out of it on reshoots and replaced with Giancarlo Esposito. Rollins made it clear he's no longer in the movie and was playing a member of the Serpent Society.
Yeah, I watched it yet.
It's all right. It's nothing special.
I'll watch it when it's on Disney+.
It's less a Captain America sequel, and I know it's a Hulk 2.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, which was kind of spoiled by the trailers, which always annoys me.
Also, if in doubt, whack Giancarlo Esposito in there anyway, because man makes anything better. You know what I mean?
Just as a general policy in life.
Yeah, I mean, well, not a funeral.
Yeah, I watched it. Chris Van Gile did an interview with Seth a month or so ago. Seth had pretty much said, I'm not in it, but couldn't say any more. Free agent news: Danhausen, Hardy's, Killer Kelly, Ray Phoenix. Some of the talent that Fightful know have contracts set to expire this year.
Not have 20 cards anything to do with Ray Phoenix.
Ray Phoenix champing at that bit. Yep.
Injury time forever.
Who is Ray Phoenix? I don't know who this man is. Keeps ignoring his call. Shame about Danhausen. Hardy's, they were on NXT last night. Massive pop. Really a bit crazy to see them. They've never ever done anything in NXT.
I mean, this is what I wanted for them. Because it's their last run, and it's got to be. And they're appearing on everything. Yeah. And they've won some belts, and
they're TNA tag champs, aren't they? I think you'll probably enjoy this match, Joe. In 2 weeks, NXT have got that show. That Troy mentioned that they might be doing the theatre at Madison Square Garden?
Oh yeah, the little one. Yeah, well, not the little one, but not.
So that's happening in 2 weeks. Card's looking pretty good. You've got I'm not bothered about this one because who's in it, but Moose and Obafemi is a title for title match.
Okay.
Which is the X Division and obviously the NXT title, so hopefully we can see Moose get murdered. Julia and Stephanie Vacure going title for title as well. I don't know if that's
sensing a theme.
I am. And not title for title, it is just for the TNA tag titles, is the Hardys versus Axiom, your boy Nathan Frazier.
Axiom.
Fax,
yeah. Okay. Yes, I've heard they've kind of gelled very good as a tag team, yeah. Yeah. I imagine everyone just dropping swantons left, right, and centre in that. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. So be a good one. During the media rounds this week for Elimination Chamber, Sami Zayn got asked by Sean Ross Sapp about his WWE contract specifically because KO has revealed to the day how much longer he's signed, and they are pretty much tied together almost. Zayn said he likes to keep them things private, but he said, yeah, I've got a good thing going here, and I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, and just gave a big smile. So, yeah, he's signed for a bit more. Looks like New Japan, maybe without, how do I pronounce that?
Hanare.
For all of 2025. Hanare was sidelined with an injury, replaced in his planned matches in December. Fight for Tony was set for surgery in late December. They don't know how it's actually gone. It's a shame. Good. It's horrible that to be out for the whole year.
Yeah, he's great.
It was a rough injury, weren't it?
Didn't see it, unfortunately.
I'm sure I remember someone saying it looked grotty, but I may be wrong.
It's a pity. He's great. Big fan of his, which is crazy. Brutal.
Yeah. It's just New Japan wrestlers, mate, dropping like flies, isn't it?
Yeah. Jazz recently competed in her first wrestling match in over 3 years in TNA. Sean Ross also learned that Jazz has been working backstage in an agent role at TNA as well. It's cool.
Okay.
Hologram and Commander are joining forces for a tag match at CMLL versus Mysticore and Mascara Dorada. Dave Meltzer said if you follow the politics there, this is kind of mind-blowing. CMLL don't really accept people from the AAA background. Hologram/Aramis was in AAA, and Commander was until recently AAA Cruiserweight champion. So it's like Tony Khan has broke the walls down, like Chris Jericho used to.
Yeah, that is wild because
they hate each other.
They hate each other so much so that didn't one of them throw a bomb threat on the other one. Like,
so there's been some mad stuff.
I can't tell held them up or something. Like
people talk about AEW and WWE tribalism. That's like kindergarten.
This is actual tribalism
versus this.
I'm sure someone's been shot in the back of the head in a car park. Yeah.
Thank you as well, John, for not putting in the romantic novel that was Thingy Nemeth's lawsuit, because that was a wild read.
Oh, is there more? Because I had that in once in 1 week, but we ended up not recording.
I mean, if we're stuck for stuff next week, we can do that. But
yeah, it's a wild read. The bits I saw it is. I think Sarah in the Discord said it reads like a romantic novel about how Tony was heartbroken at Punk's departure and blamed Nemeth, and he's got dates wrong and all sorts. It's a bit of a wild read.
Too much cream.
Stuff like 2 or so months ago about it.
Yeah. But it's recently come to the fore again because I think we
didn't record.
So I'm glad. Thank you for not.
I didn't realize it'd come back.
For the best, John.
Probably for the best of my mental health, yeah.
I will do. On Friday the 22nd, during a TNA taping in Orlando, Florida, man like Darius would make an appearance at the promotion, wrestling in one of the first matches of the taping. Fightful Select Corey Brennan and Sean Rossap have learned from sources in the UK scene that man like Darius' appearance at the tapings was actually a tryout. Fightful reported earlier this week that Darius had interest from WWE and that talent within the company were pushing to sign him. He's not yet signed by anyone. Although those Fightful spoke to within the UK scene, Warsaw stated that TNA would be quote-unquote nuts not to pick up Darius and that he is good to go. One major name in British wrestling said Darius was there that those in the UK scene already knew he was a star, but now his star will shine brighter. We've heard nothing but talent, promoters and other sources in British wrestling being happy for Darius. Yeah, the man's
going
ace.
Somewhere. Yeah.
Man's ace. It's just, at this point, I think it might be in his hands what he gets to pick. I'm still never going to forget him sitting in front of me just eating someone's popcorn during whatever it was, Fatal 4-Way or whatever it was. He just came and sat down. Yeah,
nice.
But this is the thing you want. You want your people that you've seen and grown and stuff to go off and thrive.
Absolutely.
It's what being a parent must be like, I imagine.
Only Alice can confirm.
Well,
they've not left yet.
No, there's Samoan dropping each other upstairs. What are we doing? Reviews and that, yeah. It's all falling apart, see.
It was efficient. We knew what we were doing before Ellis turned up.
Yeah, it's like clacking about. Dynamite last week, I remember him. Started off with MJF and Hangman.
Oh, yeah.
An absolutely amazing set of just callbacks to stuff from years, like from the very start of AEW. Him chatting shit about Christopher Daniels. And
he did.
And Hangman getting he died a warrior's death. He went out on his shield and all this sort of stuff. I was like,
I would know. I killed him.
You put him on the shield, right? But yeah, and it's good to see MJF back in something that's worth his time and talent, and the fact that Hangman is still insane.
Yeah. Hangman did nothing wrong.
Hangman's never done anything wrong.
The whole Jeff Jarrett MJF thing was confusing. Burning a man's house down was entirely justified based on what Swerve had done to him.
I don't know, but yeah.
Was it? No, it wasn't.
No. But
if Hangman's listening, of course it was, and I believe in you entirely.
Please
don't burn my house down.
The rent's just gone up, mate. So yeah, I don't know whether that should or shouldn't. No, don't. But what was the thing? That's the line. It was what name one thing you do better than me, and Hangman goes, "I'm real." Yeah, and I was like, well, that's not on a t-shirt, yeah. But yeah, and then he did some spitting, and I did not need to see gob in people say, I hate that. Disgusting. Yeah, then the trios match of Samoa Joe, Shibata, and Hook against Christian Cage, Nick Wayne, and Kip Sabian, the Patriarchy. It was fun, but I don't know how many times I've seen this possible sort of combinations and things. It feels they need to do something. I know they've got people in holding patterns and stuff or whatever.
There's a lot of holding patterns going on, especially with the trios stuff.
Yes.
Part of me just wants Samoa Joe to murder the Death Riders, take the trios belts and do something with them.
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
Do you remember when we were critical of House of Black under the trios belt? No, we weren't overly critical, but we're like, oh, this could have been so much more.
At least they defended them.
At least, yeah, I look back on that fondly these days. I'm just like, oh, what a time when we saw the trios belts occasionally.
We had a street fight between Hobbs and Big Bill.
Yep.
That was fun.
It was two boss men hitting each other with stuff.
Whacking the fuck out of each other with every available thing they could find.
Well, I'm entirely on board.
I mean, who wouldn't be? You'd have to be wrong in the head. Tony Storm came and cut a promo. You broke my heart and ruined my soul, you sick bitch.
Promos are so unhinged. I love them.
Yeah.
I never know what she's going to say next.
But it's again for a god is a woman and her name is timeless. Again, they're nailing these catchphrases. Like it's we got Gabe Kidd coming on Collision, which we'll get to when we get to it. Statlander against Bane.
Good. Yeah, it was a good match. It had a bit of a weird ending, didn't it?
Thunder Rosa came out.
Yeah. There was something on Fightful about that. I think we just said it was to do with basically the producers hadn't told people what they should be doing right.
Oh, so everyone was
a miscommunication.
Right.
Because obviously there was the whole someone's gone in for business for themselves conversation, as there always is.
No.
But no, it was just... Those we spoke to said it would have been a coach or producer miscommunication and not instructing the talent where to position themselves.
Yeah,
which is unfortunate. It was a good match though. Before
it was a cracking match, and like they're obviously booking Megan Bain strong in this for a go, over Statlander. But yeah, I still don't care for her. I don't know whether it's just me. I just find her quite boring. They need to do something with her.
I don't have an opinion yet because
I've seen her a lot in GCW.
Yeah, you have. I know she's been on AEW before, but I don't really remember it that well. So...
I think it was just yeah. It's not enough to just have a big hat.
But
that's my catchphrase. She's got a thingy up, yeah. Max Caster announced he's doing his open challenge thing, which is turning out super great for him.
I'm enjoying it.
I'm enjoying Max Caster get his ass handed to him week on week. Yeah. Ricochet made Prince Nana cry, and he's a bastard man.
That was very sad.
Yeah, it's good that bit.
I don't know. And then Cassidy against Roddy Strong. In this international championship series, which I still don't fully understand how it works. It feels like I need a flow chart of.
It's quite straightforward.
It's worse than Only Connect in terms of like what teams go through.
It is quite straightforward. My problem is why
tournaments.
Why not? It's a pseudo tournament, isn't it?
Yeah,
one contenders match, a title match, followed by a title match.
Yeah,
and the card is in the final boss.
But I don't know. I thought they've made it overcomplicated by calling it whatever they've called it. Because what it is.
Yeah, they could have just called them through. Yeah, it just seems silly.
But again, fun match, fun times.
But Orange wins. Then all the Don Callis bastards appear. Then Kenny appears, and then like. Again,
I have no memory of this. It's possible.
No, it feels like when we start getting to pay-per-views with AEW, they go must have everyone come out at the end of match.
They do fall into that trap to the point where sometimes I'm like, I don't even remember why you're out here. Who do you hate in this and why?
I thought Kenny had his own shit going on. Like
not anymore. He doesn't. Well, he wants to fuck up Don Callis, don't he? That's his whole.
Understandable. Thing.
Yeah. Kenny's the final part of the International Championship Series.
Yeah, I know, but why would you then come out and help? Because he's an honourable man.
They didn't.
Didn't they tease a bit with him in Orange and he was holding?
Yeah, but it wasn't like he came out to help him rather than. Anyway, it was a good show. I enjoyed it. Collision started with
Mortos,
best match of the year.
Hologram, Mortos.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
They could open every Collision match. Every Collision show was just more like, this is the opening match. I would be on board with this series.
Oh, like we had, what was it, like the Elite against Thingy, Death Triangle in that best of 7. Yeah. Just have a best of 73. Like,
yeah. Yep.
Because I swear to God, Beast Mortos pouncing him and then him doing that spinny thing.
I don't understand how that works.
Again, physics is not our strong. One of the many things we're not good at, John. Geography, law, physics.
I'm always amazed by a Spanish fly just because of physics. Spanish fly
doesn't work.
5 stars.
This is how you start a show.
My cage match profile's wild, man. It just says 0 out of 5. No Spanish fly.
No Spanish flies. 1 Spanish fly, 6 stars. Would have been 7 in the Tokyo Dome. Yeah. But yeah, Mortos. Mortos should have won, but Hologram rolls through and pins him, and Beast Mortos just kicks fuck out of him.
Yeah.
More Beast Mortos on TV.
And Commander turned up, didn't he? And they both took down Mortos.
It takes 2 luchadors to take down 1 Minotaur.
Yeah, I think that's what he is.
And that kind of rhymes as well. There you go. Get that on a t-shirt as well.
It sounds like a wise proverb, but it's really not.
The silent commander gets no reinforcements. Yes. Harley Cameron as well, telling her story about
a neighbour.
Well, that was the joke, wasn't it? Little girl used to sit and watch wrestling with her grandmother and think, one day I'm going to do that. That wasn't me, that was my neighbour. But
she had big dreams.
But I can't wait for everyone to hear it and feel the wrath. And I'm like, again, they're getting these bits in, and it's, I'd watch Harley Cameron read a phone book, to be honest, and be entertained.
Yeah, she's just got that. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, she has it.
Mm-hmm.
And
I saw someone describe her as she's managed to capture the magic of the crazy 80s promos, but with meaning and heart in it.
Yeah.
That makes you really...
Yeah, okay.
It's like, imagine Bray Wyatt if he was doing insane bits instead of actually thought out, structured story and storytelling. It's that, but given a load of sherbet beforehand and it's just, again, genuinely one of the best things in wrestling in many years. And she's not been there that long, in this persona, and yet over as fuck.
I don't think she's been wrestling that long in general.
No, I think they brought her in as a piece, didn't they? Because when she was with QTV,
yeah,
she was just a chesty lady, yeah. But fucking
chesty lady who stabs luchadors.
Yes, but she just took the ball and ran with it, and I wish her all the best. I can't wait to see hopefully she gets a match at Revolution against someone, and we get some absolute bonkers intro.
Yes, please.
If we don't get a musical number from, what was it, Q Street or whatever, the Sweary Muppets musical.
Oh, Avenue Q.
Avenue Q, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't get that kind of thing. Or when Kermit was in that snail in The Masked Singer. Yeah. Queen Aminata against Julia Hart. Kind of wasn't now, but it's still good.
It was good. I really enjoyed this, weirdly. I don't know, there wasn't much on it, but Julia's she just came across so well to me. Her character work was so good. Yeah. And I don't know, something about this match, I was like, oh, Julia's really good now. She's, and not that she hasn't been, but I don't know, something stood out to me and I can't.
Yeah. No, it was a really good match. It was just kind of short.
Yeah.
But it's a women's match on Collision. What do you expect?
Yeah.
But yeah, Queen Aminata, fucking absolutely in love. And Julia Hart just doing octopus stretches on people.
What more do you want?
Gabe Kidd versus The Butcher. I'm never going to not be happy to see The Butcher doing his big knees around the ring. Yeah.
Yeah, I was really glad when Butcher was like, hey, Butcher's back. And then Gabe Kidd came out.
He's always there. He just, yeah. The last time we saw him was when he was stood in the car park with a lead pipe, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, during that weird bit of time. And it was kind of nothing. Gabe Kidd killed The Butcher, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else was there? Oh, yeah, Murder Machines killed some people, and then didn't they call out Hurt Business?
Hurt
Syndicate, even. We're not the Hurt Business anymore.
Well, we had the trios.
Was that not after that? Fair
Death
enough.
Riders and Danny Garcia, Cool Hand Ange and Daddy Magic. And then Cope came down, and yeah.
Concerto Pack, didn't he?
The Concerto Pack, which you won't like, the bollocks. But yeah, I guess this is where this is going. Cope is stepping up as the leader.
Well, yeah,
I don't know.
Didn't he say last week or on Dynamite that he's going to take them out one by one until it's just...
It was on the show. Cope's the first, Pac's the first domino for all. Oh, sorry, that was Excalibur who said that, but yeah.
I zoned out a bit in this match. I'm really trying to give this time.
It's the same thing. They come in, someone comes in, they back away. I'm like, stay and fight, stand your ground. You're in Texas. Probably.
I get the cowardly heel gimmick on most people, but I just can't accept it on Mox. If
you're supposed to be these badass death riders of literal death.
Yeah.
Right? You shouldn't be running away from anything. Not even death. Because you could get on his back and make him take you down the shops.
You know, even without the name, I just agree with what you said.
Yeah.
Even without the name, I just feel like it's Mox. I can't picture him as someone that runs away in real life.
It doesn't feel like tactical retreat. It feels like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. He's the man before this who would be like taking on 8 people in the ring, bleeding everywhere, and I just can't see him this way.
With an eye patch on, eating a hot dog.
I don't believe it. Yeah, he's like missing an eye or something. Yeah, I don't.
Hopefully after fucking Revolution this is done with and we can move on to some better for them all. Max Caster got killed to death by Brody King in what I have described as the most fun thing I've seen.
They're your live note.
Yeah. Because Brody doing a running cannonball into Max Caster and then him just being dead. And it took about 30 seconds as well. Then we got Murder Machines fighting 2 local lads.
Oh, okay. I got
immediately got killed, and that's when they called them out. Roosh is suspended.
In storyline terms.
Storyline suspended.
Okay.
Yeah, Tony announced he was suspended for assaulting an AEW official.
That's
all right, you try enforcing that if Roosh shows up to work. I'm not.
Yeah, you're not going to have that HR meeting, are you? Just like, no, he's fine.
Oh, as he eats the table. Yeah. No. And then Chris Jericho against Bandito in a match that was fine.
I heard that was
good.
It was
fun. It was good.
I liked the end, actually. I liked that Bandito, he tried to do the same move at Pin Jericho last week, and Jericho countered it.
Yeah.
I like that kind of psychology aspect.
Like I said, it wasn't a terrible match, and it was for a Chris Jericho match, it was really good. But it didn't have them doing back-to-back paceaways, so it's automatically going to be shit, isn't it?
To be fair, I don't think I want them to do that every match. I think it'd probably get a bit.
Yeah, okay. But if they formed a tag team, they could move with that. Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway,
they could do a move with that,
20
and I'm back on board.
See, you're so easily swayed at times. But we've got Brian Keith against Will Ospreay, and the posters for that are fucking tremendous. If I could get my hands on an actual one of them, I would be a very happy boy because they're beautiful, beautiful things. And it should also bang. I still don't like the fact that he's bad apple Brian Keith. They could have put Bounty Hunter Brian Keith on that poster, and it would have made it a million times better. Yeah. But yeah, that was AEW this week. It's strength to strength. Some stuff, the Death Rider stuff still isn't locking in. I'm kind of a bit like the Hurt Syndicate. Sorry, the Hurt Locker, the Hurt Boys, the Hurty Boys. This needs to do something as well. Because it feels like it's been going on, and MVP trying to recruit people, and then they're never seen again. And
I think Cedric will be popping along at some point after his 90 days.
After his 90 days is up, yeah. But yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. I
watched Dynamite. I really enjoyed the MJF. That's the kind of shit. That's what I remember. You call him back to law. And that's been one of the reasons why I've enjoyed the promos that I've watched in WWE, because actually remembering stuff. And AEW was so good at that. And it wasn't even just stuff of recent. It was the Double or Nothing in 2019, the stuff before they formed. So
it was my favourite thing of the week was just that promo, because it was that bit in Hook where that kid smashes Robin Williams' face. Oh, there you are, Peter. It was like that with MJF. I was like, there's the guy that we fucking love to hate. Doing actual proper banter with people and not just, trying to shag Karen Jarrett. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a weird time.
Again,
let's not talk about that.
Oh no! But you can't. I don't know.
No.
Move on.
Go.
I forgot to mention when you're in the UK news, just because you sent it before, Joe. That 19th of April, RPD is fighting Donovan Dijak.
Yeah, we already mentioned it.
Did you? Apologize.
Yeah, we didn't give any information because I couldn't be asked finding it. But yeah, so
Station.
There it is in Preston. Station. It looks like a fairly good card as well. There's a couple of good matches on that card from what I saw before. But yeah, I said if anyone deserves it, it's RPD. You should absolutely bank that as well, to be honest.
Yeah. Messaged him about shirts before, so congrats on that. He said it feels huge.
It is. Really excited. It is big, yeah. So good on him. WWE, and then we'll do Luchador, Drop Machine, Hell in a Cell, Elimination Chamber, all Predictos.
I was going to do it all as one. So Elimination Chamber predictions, because I can do all the review stuff. The only thing that I can't do that reviews in here, and I don't think I'd ever be mentioning this, Gunther called out his own opponent in Raw because he's fed up with the sports entertainment of Jey Uso, and earlier on in the show he'd walked past the Alpha Academy doing like the dramatic stretching and psyching of each other up, and he called Tozawa out. And I was like, oh, here we go, it's going to be like a 30-second squash. The most entertaining and shocking 5 minutes and 30 seconds that I have watched. It was not a squash. At 2 points, you literally thought Tozawa had beat Gunther.
Oh la la!
Before Gunther was also was he called Ginny before Tozawa? Or Gunny.
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
He had another name when he was like badass wrestler before he was made into what he is now. And he was basically going, I know you are not this. I know what you are. Go back to that. And he basically went into that in the match.
Lovely
he started the match trying to powerbomb him, and he flipped over him and put him in a surprise pin, and I thought he had him. And then there was another bit where I thought he had him, and he kept reversing out of stuff. He got out of the like the crab soup, not the suplex, the submission to the ropes, and then he eventually fell on his sword. But it was tremendous, like for 5 minutes, and it was nice to see people remember how good he can be as a wrestler. So. That's the only bit that's not relevant to Elimination Chamber. Trishy time, that's Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. Elimination Chamber's in Toronto. Trish is from Toronto. I didn't realise it's in a stadium as well. It's in a big old stadium. Because Sammy was talking about this as like Canada's WrestleMania, and the fact their match is here, it's really actually quite important to them that it's in Toronto. But yeah, I can't see anything but Trishy time.
Nope, it's 100% in it, yeah. I mean, it'll be fun because they've got good people in there, but it's never going to be any other way than that, is it really?
No, not when Trish is a champ as well. And then from there on in, I've got to be honest, I am really not sure who's winning and the remaining three, and that's good. So the first one is the unsanctioned match. So I don't know if you saw it, but they've been doing these like from home promos, and KO did a promo basically saying what he's going to do to Sammy, and like, you've made me do this. And then he rolls the camera around, and he stood outside Sammy's house, and he's like, what are you going to tell them? And Sammy's there with his kid and his wife. And it's like, shit, like, that's one, dark, but two, if you know what they like, it's really funny, because after it they've just gone in and like
gone in and had a beer,
gone in and had a beer, had some food. But in storyline sense, it was like, right, you
crossed that line of going to someone's house, which makes me think that Sammy's going to win.
Yes, well, Sammy followed this up then on Raw. Jackie Redmond is really, really good at what she does with the interviews. So she was sat down with Sammy, and saw what Kevin did. And he said, we've had lots of stuff before, but it's never involved family. And he said, I've got to tell you, Jackie, he said, I went to his house after what he did when I found out what he'd done. He didn't record anything, so it wasn't anything on socials. He said, I went to his house, and he said Kevin wasn't there, but his mum was. And his mum spoke to him, and he was catching up. And he said, I don't know what I was going there to do. He said, but I know my intentions were not good. And he said, I was so ashamed of myself. I was so ashamed that family were getting brought into this now, because that has never happened in 20 years. And yeah, he's just kind of losing his mind. And Jackie Redmond's like looking at him with these eyes of like, you're not okay. But she can't say it to him. It's really, really good. Really, really helps sell the match. And he's just like, Kevin, you're going to have a bad time on Saturday. So I'm going to have a bad time, but you're going to have a really bad time, because we don't do this. We don't bring family in. It's in Toronto. He's called it Canada's WrestleMania. I don't know. I don't know which way it's going to go. I thought Randy might come back and help Sammy. It's unsanctioned, so anything could happen. But
anything could happen, but I kind of just want to see these two knock lumps out of each other.
Yep, that please.
They're going to do that.
That's what I feel it's going to be. I think this is that KO's going to make Sammy have to go to the dark place sort of thing.
After Engie.
Yes. Maggots. Yeah. I know some writers use subtext, and they're all cowards. Yeah, but no. That's why I think he's going to have to, like, because KO's the one that's been out of line with it, and so Sammy has to put it right, sort of thing. That's my theory with it. But yeah,
that's the beauty of it. It can go both. I'm going to go KO. I'm not quite sure why. I'm just going to go.
Again, it's the thing I'm just legitimately the most excited for.
Yeah.
It's just to be contrary. Yeah, it's the thing I'm most excited for because, again, the entire history of these people, these two together, and the horrible things we've seen them do to each other previously, for what's possibly like their last good go around before they're too old. No, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I'm not going to say like, but before you go in, well, I don't really want to have to do that at this age because my back isn't what it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
in terms of an unsanctioned.
I don't think KO will ever say that, but like Sammy, yeah.
Well, years ago, Sammy was a manager because he was so fucked that he hardly wrestled and he was doing all that conspiracy theory stuff.
So
Chasing Johnny Knox. So it'll be. It'll be Billy. No one of the chambers will open, won't it? I imagine this will go on. Yeah, it'll be superb, and it's in a stadium as well, so they've got a lot of stuff they can play with if they so wished as well.
If we don't get hockey sticks like the Cage versus Cage versus Edge, Cope match,
yeah, could well do. Then the women's chamber match. So we're gonna do winner who gets the most eliminations / submissions. First two entrants, last two entrants. So women's is Bayley, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez, Alexa Bliss. So on Raw, there's the ongoing thing about who attacked Jade, and there was a tag title match set up for Raw. Naomi and Bianca defending against Liv and Raquel Rodriguez. That match was superb. It was probably the best tag team women's match that I've seen in the entirety of that belt. It was fantastic. It main evented Raw. It got its own big package before it, like you would on a pay-per-view, kind of selling everything that's gone into it. And it was about 14 minutes. You did have Dom knocking around as he does, but it played into it better than it normally does because there was about 4 false finishes that you bit on. I was listening to Sean Sapp's like Raw review thing, and he was like, "This was an absolute humper," is what he calls it. He said he legit bit multiple times, and then the next one was even closer, and then the next one was and every one of them was superb. It was just carnage. It was brilliant.
Don't like the term humper.
Oh yeah, he says it all the time. It makes me no, it's not my favourite term.
Get a new word.
He was right. It exceeded all expectations, and Naomi and Bianca. You know, they did like a double KOD. That was one of the near falls that got broke up, and ultimately Bianca got thrown over the announce table while Dom was distracting the ref. As I said, he was involved. Raquel smashed Naomi's head into the ring post when she was doing a split-legged moonsault. She caught her, smashed her. She fell down onto Liv and lost. So we have new tag champs, which is interesting, and that's the reason I'm going Belair to win, because I feel she's now being freed from that. But then I'm also like, if she is the one who attacked Jade, then maybe it would be Jade and Bianca at WrestleMania. So again, I'm not sure here.
I'm a bit stuck on this because Bayley and Roxanne Perez, they've got their own feud going on.
They do.
That's what I know from watching some NXT. So I don't think it's them because I think that's building towards that.
Something.
Liv Morgan feels like because it's Rhea again.
Yeah, still.
And she's just won the tags now, so I'm like,
exactly.
Okay, that's her direction, which is good.
I don't know anything about Alexa Bliss, what she's doing at the moment.
She's only been back since the Rumble, hasn't she?
Doesn't really feel like title time.
No.
So yeah.
So
Naomi could be.
I really like Naomi, but
they never really want to pull the trigger on her on it. And I genuinely think it is Bianca who injured Jade. So so if she gets title shot, it kind of well, that's why I'm going. I'm going to go with Bianca to win.
That's what I've just put down.
Clean sweep for us. I've gone Bianca for most eliminations as well because it's her.
Yeah, that's a good enough reason as any.
I've gone Morgan and Naomi to start, just so for context there. Obviously, they had the tag match, but they were meant to have a singles match on SmackDown, which never happened because they just started brawling and Naomi and Bianca got attacked. And that was like the bit leading to the tag match. So that match never happened. And obviously, Naomi's the one who took the pin to Morgan. So I just thought that made sense to me as the potential for us to. I was going to go Roxanne Perez, but then I thought.
That's what I've gone Perez and Bayley. It started off.
I was thinking that, but I don't know.
Of course. I didn't think of
then you got two stories happening simultaneously through the ether.
Yeah, John's just said that as well.
Yeah. No.
And then final two.
Going for that.
Yeah, I've gone Belair and Naomi. So
I
think one of them has done Jade in, and
I mean,
it's coming.
We could get a footage before the thing, where they always find a bit more footage from the most dangerous car park in the world. Sorry, that's the NXT. That's the NXT car park, isn't it? Yeah.
No, wait till Ricky Saints meets that. He's already walking around going, "Why is everyone so angry here? Everyone he meets is angry." And it's like, "Don't go to the car park, Ricky."
Yeah, you get murdered. But yeah, I think I might get a bit of footage before that of who it was, and Naomi will be like, "All right, I'm gonna have to kill Bianca then." Innit? Yeah. I don't know. Again, it's exciting that there's multiple women's stories happening in one thing. Who would have thought? Hey,
this is the biggest story they've kind of got going, and they need more of that stuff because, like, the intricacy of the stuff that's going on in the men's. Let's do that in the women's because you've got enough of them and you've got enough talent there. And there was a lot of women's wrestling on Raw. There was an IC title defense, Dakota and Lyra, which was really good. So just let's do a bit more. So yeah, this will be a good match. And that's everything on that, isn't it? Before the men's rumble then, so obviously last Thursday we had a wild Twitter news that Martin Scorsese was going to direct a film with The Rock in it, which led to people going, "Oh, that's it, The Rock ain't going to be at WrestleMania." And then about 3 hours later he announced he was going to be on SmackDown, and then everyone was like, "What? Is he going to do WrestleMania now?" This plays into that. So the reason there's not 5 matches on this card is because there is a segment on Chamber with The Rock and Cody. So obviously Cody's not defending his belt because people are going for his belt. The Rock's promo was a bit wild. He turned face like more times than the Big Show within one 20-minute promo because he announced WrestleMania in New Orleans, which it's cool, it's a good venue. And then he turned Final Boss and he basically invited Cody out, and it was like he was on drugs, but watching it back and reflecting on it, he was that dickhead boss, but who's absolutely glazing the other person. And he's like, yeah, you've done all this, and we're good friends now, and we drink tequila, and I brought you to the Moana premiere, and our mums are now friends, and our wives are now friends, and he's proper just like bigging him up like that. And he's like, but you should be better. You should be a better champion than you are. And he said, I want you to be my champion. And he was like, how many followers you got on Instagram and stuff? And he's like 3 million. He's like, yeah. He said, I've got 500 million. He said, not a flex. He said, but if you were my champion.
It is, though, isn't it? It's a flex.
But it's also a fact.
Yeah, but who gives a fuck?
Nobody.
Well done. A lot of Russian bots follow you, and women trying to get you to subscribe to their OnlyFans.
It was all that gaslighty.
No, yeah, I get it. I watched it. I watched most of it. I fell asleep a couple of times.
Yeah, well, I'm saying
because it was long.
It was very long. I said it seesawed, and it made a lot more sense on Raw, to be honest. But yeah, he effectively said, "Yeah, I'm not the boss of TKO, but yeah, I've been told I'm the most powerful man here, and effectively I can make all your dreams come true." And he pointed and said, "I want that." Cody's like, "What, my champion?" And he went, "No, your soul. I want your soul," which was expecting that. And then I was like, "Oh, is this going to be one of them things that's just left lingering forever and never gets answered, like after WrestleMania?" And then he was like, "Don't answer me now. You've got people to talk to. I'm going to be at Elimination Chamber. I'll see you there." So I was like, "Oh, okay. Right, he's coming to Elimination Chamber too." He then did a press conference afterwards in which he said, the final boss character is that it doesn't need to end in a match. So I was like, "Okay, he's out of WrestleMania. He's not wrestling."
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean he can't be behind somebody corporate. He basically wants a corporate champion, which then brought you to, which is what he became when he was champion. He was corporate champion, then he lost it to Mick Foley in that amazing pop match. Then on Raw, obviously, you've got the build to this Chamber. It wasn't the best promo, but CM Punk cut up Logan Paul. That was fun while wearing a teachers union shirt, because apparently you don't need a Department for Education in America.
No, it's a waste of money apparently teaching your kids. Let Amazon teach your children. Let fucking Tesla teach your children.
It's all very ridiculous.
Because I wondered why everyone was going mad about his jumper. I was like, nah, can't be doing that. But yeah, I
did watch the promo and went, oh my god, CM Punk's making me fucking like him. We've got a common enemy.
This is a ticket for you. Yeah,
the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Yeah.
Sean Ross said there was no producer attached to this, and he said normally if there's any physical interaction, even just a slap, there's a producer, and he said there was none. And at the end, Logan Paul slapped Punk, and he cut his mouth. If you saw Punk, he put his tongue out, and it was bloody. And Sean Ross is like, I don't know if that was meant to happen. But he got under his skin. It was good fun. But no, the main ones, Cody was there. Cody signing autographs with Punk backstage beforehand. I was like, there's your main event. That should be your main event. And because it doesn't seem to make sense for Cody to accept this offer. But Cody made sense of why he could accept it. He said he's not a one-man team. He's obviously got his wife, his daughter. He's got to look after little Brody. He's got to look after his mum, sister and her family. And the bit that I really liked, he said, my dad wrestled in his 60s just to feed the family, and I don't want his memory to be a vision of my future. And everything I've scratched and clawed for, I am now being offered without having to scratch and claw. And I was like, you make sense.
It's 100% on the nose.
He was like, I'm going to do good guy 101. Like, I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking. I'm not going to hide. But then Seth's music hit, and I was like, here we fucking go. Seth basically just came out and went, what the fuck are you doing? He said, the fact that you did not say no to him the fact you did not slap him in the face on the spot is a slap in my face. After everything I sacrificed for you, my health, my title. Obviously he was out for a while then, obviously with his knee, fighting on one leg.
Nope.
He was like, this is the first, I didn't realize this. He went, this is the first time I have been in the ring with you since WrestleMania 40. And I'm having to talk you out of joining The Rock after everything we went through. And Cody's like, well, he chose me. He didn't choose you because your soul's already compromised. He knows. He said, I know what you're like. He said, after I tore my pec, you shook my hand after the Hell in a Cell and you hit me in the back with a sledgehammer. He's like, you hit the Shield in the back with a chair, and you could see that hurt Seth because everything about Mania last year was Seth redeeming himself from that.
Yeah.
But then he was like, but I also know what you did for me last year. He said, you were my shield. You stuck by your word. And he got the crowd to chant MVP and recognize what he did at Mania. But again, it was two people saying truths about each other of going, you both got dark sides and we know it. Well, Seth's got the dark side and Cody knows it and he can't fully trust him. And Seth was like, yeah, and I regret all that stuff. Learn from my mistake. He said, I am full of so much hatred. And sometimes that's directed in good places like Punk, like Roman. He said, but it's not always. And he said, I don't want you to be full of that. And then he just went, do not make me hate you, Cody Rhodes. Do not make me hate you. And he went, The Rock might be coming for your soul, but I'm coming for your championship after I win at Elimination Chamber. And it was just brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. So it played off all the stuff. Can't really do it
like in all this talk of souls, though. This is getting a bit...
Yeah.
But as I said, the whole Rock craziness just made a lot more sense here because you had Cody laying out why he has to think about it, and you had Seth being that, no, man. and Seth's the perfect person to do that because he's the one who's stood on business and kept by his word since Mania. Like he's watched Cody team with Roman.
Yeah. Oh no, I get all that, but yeah, it does make sense. It's a difficult choice to pick, really. This
I quite liked because he said that. He said he wants you to be a corporate champion. He wants you to be a dummy that he can just puppeteer and do what he wants with, and that's exactly what The Rock's after. So if he accepts, I'd love it. I'd love a corporate Cody, but it could be any other one in here as well. If he turns it down,
it's not going to be Cena, is it? It's not going to be Cena. Cena's not.
No, Cena.
Apparently he's always wanted to do a heel run. There's a way to do it. Punk would be very interesting because of the history. And I feel if Punk was to lose this to Cena, because he's made a point of Cena didn't qualify. He's just another guy who's walked in, called his shot. He's working more than anyone in this match in terms of one weekly TV shows, maybe apart from Seth and Peace. If Cena wins it, could that tip him over the edge that he ends up joining that and then calls in the favour?
See, there's a lot, isn't there?
Yeah.
We're not used to this. If you look at this episode we did last year and this, it was all straight up and down. We're done in 5 minutes.
It's easy. Drew McIntyre and okay. So yeah, it could go could go lots of different ways. And I would say I hated that thing that The Rock did on the Netflix promo when he was drinking tequila with Cody and laying his flowers. But at the same time, if you hadn't done that, this whole thing wouldn't have happened because he said that. He said, I came out and laid flowers at your feet because you've carried the company. But then he's used it to gaslight him. And obviously Seth delivered this. So I don't know. I thought Cena was winning it going in. Now I'm not sure if Punk's winning it, but then I don't know. I'm going Punk because he's going to be The Rock's chosen one, but he could also lose it and that makes him be the chosen one.
I'm going Cena just because that's what all the reports have said about WrestleMania plans, but they could get there a different way. I'm not sure how, because
one thing I saw an idea, I can't remember who it was, I quite liked the idea of it, is that Cena wins.
Mm-hmm.
Punk basically says, I'll be your champion to The Rock, but his favour is that he gets a match with Cena on night 1 and the winner faces Cody on night 2.
All right.
And he beats Cena, he beats Cody. But you've also got that Cena history. Like, don't forget that. like their history together is going to come here. And Drew cut a wonderful 2-minute promo on him on socials about why he hates John Cena. So that was very good as well. So yeah, lots of stuff to play with here. I'm going to go Punk, but I'm not confident. Cena most eliminations because I think he needs to look strong because he's not really won much or done much over the last few years, so he needs some eliminations. I think Drew and Seth to start off with. It could be any combination of most of these two, to be honest. I just can't see Logan Paul starting. I can't see Punk doing the full distance or Cena, Drew and Seth. I've got a lot of history, and I think Punk and Cena will be the last two.
So I was thinking Seth and someone, but I hadn't.
Yeah.
Well, based on that though, I'm going to go Seth and Priest as the first two because they're the youngest, and they're going to be doing a lot of carrying in this match.
Kind of want Seth just to murder Paul to death, but I'm going to do that thing where I'm booking what I want to happen and not.
There's the point though, actually, because wasn't Paul in it last year?
Yeah, because he did the bit when Kevin Owens was drawing on him.
Yeah,
and was dropping.
I don't want to see him in a tube. I want to see him just get fucking killed. So yeah, Seth and Paul.
I think Punk's eliminating him based on the fact that he got eliminated by Paul in the Rumble. And I think there'll be a payback.
Okay. I'll go Seth and Paul to start. I'll go Drew for the most eliminations, and we'll end with Cena and Punk.
Yeah, I've got Cena and Punk as well. Last two left in the battle for Cody's soul. He sold it me for $5, so joke's on him. He can't open automatic doors now.
The businessman.
Again, I remember just before the Rumble when Punk had called him, saying, after 300 days, you're losing friends, you're losing the titles weighing heavy. Seth said a very similar thing to him.
Yeah.
So that's weighing heavy on you. And then it'll seem a random one, but Ricky Saints made his debut on NXT this week. And what's he called? Not Cody Rhodes. What's the commentator called? Corey Graves. Said he acknowledged the fact that Ricky has got history and mentorship under Punk and Cody. Didn't say where, but he mentioned that. And he said, I've texted both of them to say what do they think of him. And Punk had said about, he's got the swagger that most people would spend years trying to get. Cody had said something, but then at the very end of it, he said Cody had said he's the last person I trust and probably my only remaining friend.
That's worrying.
And I was like, ooh. It was really subtle. It was just a really little commentary bit.
A nice little line, yeah.
Okay.
That makes him think.
So that means Ricky Saints is turning up and turning on Cody immediately, right? That's what Cody's friends do.
Yeah, normally he'll bring some scales to the ring.
Be there for an awkward amount of time.
27 minutes of the Big Show trying to move a fucking slider up and down. Should get some digital scales, mate.
Yeah. Well, just don't. Just know the weights.
just announce them, innit? Yeah. Weighing beforehand. Doesn't matter. It's not real.
I don't know, man. 12 kilograms. It's fired.
And that's it. Fun fact: the Cena on his retirement tour has had less TV appearances than The Rock.
We're not done yet.
Oh no, I know you'll have more, but when I say TV, obviously I know he's at Rumble, but in terms of Raw, he's on the debut one. Yeah, should be a good show. Like I said, tag match I can take. I know why it's there.
It's midnight.
It'll be yes, that's midnight.
Sweet.
Not sure if you're aware it's on Netflix.
Netflix?
It is. I'll let you do the sign off because one of you did the sign off.
All right. So yeah, bye. Bye.
Yeah, this room's full of shit. I need to sort it out.